Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. It just stopped out of nowhere. Which is a shame, but Kimmo, you're still with me. You've named like every alt there is. That's funny. Okay, well, I did Maytac in the other one. I did Luna. That's funny. Oh, okay. Thank you. Now I see. Thank you for coming back. Thank you. We'll give it a few more minutes, see if any of the other people come back. If not, then I'll talk to you guys, okay? That, I don't know why it did that. I don't understand. That every time I go live, um, it goes for a little while, fine, and then it just cuts off on me. And I can't, figure it out. So, I don't know. But, we'll do ADA. Okay. Now that can't be all of ADA, no way. There we go. All right, ADA, third wave here, fifth, potentially fifth there. Now a B wave will give you the same divergence look that a fifth wave will, okay? So we got to determine, is this a B or is this a fifth wave? Because it matters. And I would say it hit this expanded B pocket. I can tell by just looking at it, okay? This is your expanded B pocket here. I would say it's a B, okay? So it's got the same look as ETH, where this is very choppy looking. I don't think that that is a C. I think that we have a WXY because of all this choppy overlapping stuff. Could be a C, but it clearly started in a three-wave move. Okay, then we've got 3 to the upside and then 5. So here's our first move. This whole move. This is a connector. Okay, so that connector or that partner leg has to at least hit a 618, and we're very close. Most likely it's going to be the 1-to-1. Okay, and if it can use this leg and go higher, like Bitcoin and ETH could potentially do. Remember, I'm way up on the daily, so that doesn't look, it looks little, but it's pretty big. Basically, what it does is it turns this last leg into 3 waves. Okay. Now, I wouldn't want to see it lose this 1-to-1. If it loses the 1-to-1, it's no longer going to be a fourth, and it's pushing time as it is now. Okay. Just like Bitcoin is, they all are pushing time because this is where a fourth really should be. So here's the thing, guys. Even with Bitcoin, we talked about it in my, videos and stuff. There's a high potential that this was a fifth, okay? And that this is the first leg of something, okay? Maybe we bounce here and then we come deeper. And not to scare you with bear markets, but it could be that's what we're doing. And with Bitcoin, okay, this was a fifth wave. Because when you pull time on it, right there's where a fourth should end. And look where it ended and went up for this potential 5-wave move. So as long as, back to Bitcoin here for a minute, but as long as we can stay up in this range here and not break through, this could be the first leg of the fourth, then we go high, and then we come down, okay? And there you go. Now we've got another fourth wave, and then we go up for the fifth, and this just gets extended out longer. But with ADA here, it's gone so over time for a fourth, and, this could be the start of something, a wave 2. But if it's going to be a fourth and it just doesn't care about time, then it's really got to hold this blue box. And this little wave to the upside really looks like a 3-wave move. Way more, really looks like a 3-wave move. It's probably down here. Okay, where it made, this one actually looks like a WXY. Okay, but it doesn't mean, like I said, and I'm kind of repeating myself with it, but it doesn't matter. It can't use this, okay, and even come down deep and then give us a big flat. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it did that. And what that does is it gets this correction up higher, okay? And even if it could get up higher, where it could potentially hold this blue box. So, that's Zeta. Um, 1 second, I got the old live stream on here. Okay. LTO, or is that Litcoin? Oh, LTO. Well, see this overlap right here? Where this touched this? I wish it didn't do that. because it means that this correction, this was the end of something, this is the start of something. And it means that this is potentially going to come deeper. Especially if this doesn't make what we want, because it'll mean that this looks like a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5. Three-wave move. So this is not looking like 5 unless it's a 1, 2, 1, 2 like Bitcoin, like I talked about with Bitcoin. All right, so let's pull some fib extensions here. So we're in between two of them. So it's probably going to do 3. This may climb higher, like I talked about, and then 3 down. And it could hold the 1-to-1. But unfortunately, this overlap right there, it looks like this is, thing is, it looks corrective. This looks really corrective. I mean, I don't know if you're invested in it, but see how we just hit the 1.618? We didn't get a fifth wave up to the 2.236 where a fifth wave should hit. So without that hit, then it tells me that this is just an ABC. But it doesn't mean it can't use this and then climb higher. Sort of like the DXY. And while we're here, we'll talk about the DXY, okay? Because the DXY has a potential leading diagonal, okay? So right now, we're going up because the DXY is coming down. But most likely, if this is a leading diagonal, you know what that means. It means an A wave, a B wave, and a C. Or it means this is going to be 1, 2. And if that's the case, that will completely destroy Bitcoin. And another thing is this is an A, a B, a C for the DXY. And then we have a zigzag right here in the middle. So the DXY is doing one of two things. So we've got this big correction here. If it's going to make it bigger, then it's going to make a connector, probably half the size. And then it will connect these 3 to this connector and down to make this bigger. But if that is not the case, and it's not making a connector, then what's happening right now in the DXY is that it's going to use these 3 legs. This is its connector, and now it's about to go to the upside. If this is the scenario for the DXY, oh gosh, Bitcoin's going to get destroyed. Because this is the monthly time frame. Okay? We're talking, you know. So let's hope it's making a connector. and then it's going to use this zigzag, then make a tiny connector, and then go to the downside. But that's the only two things I see that it can be doing, one or the other. So LTO, I got sidetracked there. Anyways, so yeah, LTO looks corrective to me. But this could go bigger if Bitcoin decides to climb up for that triangle or climb a little higher correctively for an X. This will climb with it, and that would be a good thing for it because it would bring this leg up and then this leg up, and then it could use this 3 just like the DXY. That's why I was showing you that chart, because doesn't it look similar? The 3-wave move and then the interconnector. So that's why I was saying that it can use this 3, and then go up. And it's not necessarily in a bull run, but those are big moves. Rob, yes, I do go down to the 1 minute all the time. I'll even look at the 30 seconds if I need to. Old fart, is Bitcoin getting closer to starting 5 waves up or ABC down? It's going to try and make another 5th up. I think it's going to try. I'll get in there and look really close. Okay. This is making a 3-wave move. So we've got 3 down, 3 here, and then it needs to hold. If it's going to go up again, it needs to hold this 4th right here. Okay. Which, by the way, it's coming down. It looks like that it could. So it'll hold this 4th and then it'll kick up for a 5th. So Ada I did, Luna I did. If you weren't here for the first live, it cut off on me. And I did do Luna, but maybe it didn't. I think I was in the middle of Luna. I'm not sure. Maytac I did in the first stream, Nathan. E-Gold, I haven't done that in a while. FTM, I didn't need to skip you. I'll do that. FTM and E-Gold. Well, I guess if I go to a different chart, that might help, right? So keep picking the same one. Well, maybe that's it, right? There we go. All right, here's our third. Divergence between our third and our fifth. This looks pretty three-wave. Same look as all the others. Could be 5, could be 3. If it is 3, then we're looking for a 3 or 5 down. We can hold this prior degree fourth here. Good chance this could kick up for another fifth wave. Okay, but we need to hold this prior degree fourth. This is clean, like doesn't get any cleaner than that. Okay, so this is definitely corrective. Okay, three-wave move. So it's going to connect this to this and down. And it needs to hold that fourth. Okay? This is a very nice chart. Very clean, very easy to read. If this is a fifth wave like Bitcoin is, then it means that the third ended here and this is the beginning of the fourth. But it still needs to hold this box. You don't want it to take that box out. If it does, then this is over and we're coming down for a wave 2. Okay? Oh, E-gold. What's the letters? Does anybody know the letters for E-gold? If you could pop them in there for me, please. Oh, what is it? E-gold. Shit. Oh, thank you. Okay. This is its prior degree fourth. It can be argued that this is a fifth. It really does look like a fifth wave. All right. So even more so than a lot of the other things that we've looked at, like this is screaming fifth. So that means that this is a higher degree fourth if we can hold above the blue box. But this would be the first leg, you know, and it can make many corrections here. It could make a triangle. It could, what you really want to see, of course, is bullish, is a running flat. Or it can make expanded flat, but whatever it does, it's got to hold this box and then go up for a fifth. But right here is the giveaway. See that three-wave move? You cannot start an impulse wave off with a three-wave move. So we have 3, 3, and then now that was 5. So same as all the others, can it pull back and then use that to climb higher, which it needs? It would be good for it to do that, and it would do it in, this channeling way where it just channels up corrective. And the higher it can get, the better. Because then, of course, the higher up the better, because then it brings this partner leg higher. And it could potentially hold this area. Okay, thank you, Alpha Preacher. I cannot. So let's see, what haven't I done? What do I got left? Because I have to go get my daughter very soon. All right. Did I do... I know I didn't do Sheeb, or however you pronounce that. I didn't do Sol. I don't think I did any of those. So let me see if I can get them done real quick, okay? FTM. That looks a lot like Bitcoin right there. All right, so let's see. So same thing. Here's its 4th, okay, right in here. This, I think, came too high. Yep, it went past the 1.618. So this is a 5th wave, okay? Now, 2 things. It could be that it is still in its 5th, because here's its prior degree 4th, and its 5th wave, okay? So if it wants to climb higher for the 5th, it's got to hold this box and not break it. And actually, I could pull that down, so like this. So if it holds this box, it can go up for a 5th, potentially. And then that would be pretty much completing its 5th wave. And then when that's done, if it's going to make another, because it might have a 1 wave back there that I don't have all the data, because it looks a lot like Bitcoin, it will retrace back to this 4th and then push up for even bigger 5th. That would be the 5th, like what we're waiting on in Bitcoin. So here it is. If Bitcoin uses that leg that we're in now, pulls back and goes up, this would make its 5th. Then when Bitcoin pulls back for a potential B wave or a wave 2, this would pull back. And then when it goes up, then this goes up. This is, that's how it would take place. But it looks like it does have a potential for a 5th here, a 5th wave for this 5th. And then if it pulls back for another 4, it's got to hold this support. And then it would go up for a big 5th wave. Let's look right here, okay? Because, see what it's doing? Yeah. So down. All of this is connector, and then we need a leg to match it. And then it could do this if it wants to. If it does not make 5 waves and it makes 3, then it's coming down lower. So every time it breaks the low, it has a chance to make 5 waves, but if it doesn't do it, then it's rolling over again. But all this in here looks like a connector for this leg. Let's take a fib extension real quick and see if it hit the 618. No, we're shy of it. So it's going to come down, even though it's doing a little pumpity pump here. Theta and SOL. So this one looks not bad. Here's its 4th. It's just tapped the top of it. Really needs to hold it because this is its 3rd wave. Okay, here's its 1 wave for its 3rd. There's no reason that this price action should come down into this area at all. Like if this is a 4th wave and it's going to go up for a 5th, it really has to hold this prior degree 4th. And I mean, this is a pretty clean wave. But if it makes a connector here, we don't want that. We don't want a 3-wave connector there because that means that we're connecting this whole thing to this, and then it's going to come down and it probably will break this. So it really needs to climb higher here. That corrective climb that I keep talking about with every coin, it needs to do it. See, and it hasn't even hit the 1.618 yet. On linear, it has. So it really needs to do this 1, 2, 3. I don't want to see this 4 come any deeper. It's got to hold and come up. Otherwise, it can try to climb higher with this, or it's going to roll over. If it doesn't make that 5th, then this is all W. This would be X, and then it just do Y. It probably only come back up into this area here if it doesn't give us the 5th. Okay. SOL. Oh wow, look how buried that is. That bullish divergence it had. This one, sorry, I was thinking. This looks like an ending diagonal for a fifth, so it means this is the start. To me, that I think that's it, but this is what we have here. Got this move to the downside. Three wave up, that's the connector. There's its partner leg. Okay. Then this is a connector for this whole leg, like this. Okay. Now, if we make some kind of three-wave move, or this is all we're getting, unfortunately, we really need this to go higher somehow, some way. Higher the better, because it's going to connect this entire leg to it. And if it does this, then depending, this can come much deeper if it wants, but the good news is this would be a 1, this would be a 2. A lot of these alts have come too deep. So what will happen, this is another kind of good news, even though some of you may be invested in alts and it's looking horrible. But the good news is if a Bitcoin does actually go up for this, big fifth wave that we all want, and it blasts to the moon up there around 200,000, okay? What will happen to this is it'll outperform Bitcoin big time, because this would be a wave 1 and this would be a 2. So when it starts its fifth, this third wave is going to be enormous. It's going to outperform it. Okay. So that's the good news about some of these alts that are making potential wave 2s. What it means is it's got a huge wave 3 to come. But it's broken its prior degree fourth. So there's no way that this is a fourth wave. It has to be a 2. Okay. So I'm going to do Luna. Cheap. We'll do those two, and then we'll see what time it is. I still got a little bit of time left. I'm glad that the live stream's holding up. I don't know what happened. Okay, so Luna. Oh, this was where I was explaining the 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2s. So I'll just explain it again because it is really important. So you get these 1, 2, 1, 2s, okay? Where this is a 1, a 2, a 1, and a 2, and a 1 and a 2. They're all sandwiched there together. And each one of those should be smaller than the first. I've seen people have a 1 and a 2, and then their second 1 and 2 is like gigantic like that. That is not the way it goes. Okay? They all should get smaller as they go. So when you get something like this, and we call it a nest, you have to have a 3, a 4, and a 5 to go with each one of these. Okay? So right here on Luna, we have a 1 and a 2, and a 1 and a 2. So we'll make this circles. And we'll make this a square. Now we need a 3 and a 4 for this. So we've got, here's your highest point, 3 square. I think the 4 is over here, square. And oh, hold on a second, I messed that up. Sorry about that. Here is your 3 square, 4 square, and then 5 square. Okay? Now we've got these two. So this is your 3 circle, your 4 circle, and your 5 circle. So this is why I was doing this when it cut off. So here's the problem. Unless Luna has some more price data over here, okay, where I can have another 1 and a 2, I don't have I don't, what I'm saying is right now as it looks done. Because I don't have another 1 and a 2 over here to justify this being another 4 and then going up for a 5, because where's the 1 and 2 to match up with it? Okay. But if you can find another chart that Luna has where this low is higher than this low, then you have another potential 1 and 2 where if it can hold this prior 4th territory, then it can kick up for a 5th. Otherwise, Luna's done. Because I don't have another 1 and 2 to match up with it. So there could be, there's more data out there on another chart. So if there's not, then it means that this is the first leg, okay, which this leg can even get bigger if this is a 3-wave move, and then like this, okay. At this point, if we don't take off in 5 waves, and it makes a 3-wave move, then down more, because now you're connecting this leg to this connector to the leg. But like I said, the good news about a lot of these alts is that this is going to turn into a 1 wave. Eventually, when this is over, it's going to be a 2, which means the 3rd wave to come is going to be the biggest bull run you've ever seen, basically. But maybe there's another chart, so check that. And if there is, then this could be a 4, go up for a 5, but it's got to hold this prior degree 4th. Thank you, Preacher. You're helping me out so much. Hold me, Mike. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Cash, you could very well be correct in that it could drop that low. Rob, you could be correct also. I mean, here's the thing, guys, And we'll talk Bitcoin for just a minute here, and then I gotta go. But, you know, nobody wants to think about that this could be a fifth wave. And, you know, we could easily have done this. Like I said, when you pull time, look where that is hitting. That is where a fourth wave should hit. Okay, 2 was long and deep. Should be rule of alternation. 4 short and shallow. And we just, had a sell-off. That was, $69,000. Anyone who bought in this area, you make that much money, I would say it would be hard for people not to sell. Okay? When you really think about it. Say you were able to buy, I don't know how many down here, but say you were able to buy, 5. Well, you just made yourself $500,000. Just about. Could you keep from selling? I don't know. Okay. So what I'm getting at with all that, that's probably one of the reasons that this was a semi-truncated fifth. Plus all the people that bought up here at the top and were crapping their pants as this was coming down. When this came back to them, they bailed. Also, they were like, oh, thank you, thank you. Oh, you came back to me. Because that went from 69 to 30. It cut everything right in half. So, could it be a fifth? It could. And, you know, you draw a 2-4 trend line here. We definitely have broken it. So, I think the whole key here is, do we hold this prior degree fourth? Because I think a lot of people who, wherever they bought, say they bought down here, and they have held through all of this, they've held through this, then they thought we were going on our way and we didn't, and now they've held through this. And now they're watching their account be cut in half again. They probably, here's the thing, and I've said this in a prior video, if you had all these profits from here to here, say your line in the sand was the 30K mark, right here. Say that was your line in the sand and you bought here. If you have no more money and you've invested it all and you've held all this time, you either got, and this breaks, you either got to hodl until, whenever it is that it goes on a bull run again, or you have to think to yourself, this is my line in the sand here, and I'm going to go ahead and take these profits so that if it comes down, okay, deep, I'll have money so that I can buy in. Now that's the way I would be thinking. Is that the way the rest of the world's thinking? I can't say. And are we going to leave these gaps behind? I don't know. Nobody thought that the one sitting down here would ever get filled. We had one like right in, I think it was this area, little tiny one. May have even been down here in that big green candle. Can't remember for sure. But look what filled it. We eventually did. So in my mind, do we want to go up for a big fifth wave to have to come back when we get up to $100,000 or 200,000, whatever it is? Do we want to have to come back to these? I mean, that's just going to be devastating. I would rather just get it over with, fill them, and then go on the biggest bull run we've ever seen. Because it will be if this happens. It will be the biggest one. Way bigger than the, this one. Bigger than this. Because what it will mean is that we've just come down for a two wave. So it could mean that it just turned all of this into a potential one. Then it comes down for two, and that three that's coming is going to be gigantic, way bigger than this one. So that's my little tidbit on it. Is that the case? Is that what's going to happen? I don't know. If I say that I know, that would just not be the right thing to do. That would be, nobody knows. If they say they do, I'm sorry, they don't. I hate to sound like that, but it's true. Because we can debate this count to the end of time of what it is. Okay? When you go to the Bitcoin uh, okay? We could debate this, debate it, debate it, debate it, debate it. Nobody really knows where truly we are in it. I mean, when you look at this, it does look like it needs another move up. Just because these were all pointy. And they had that blow off look, blow off look, blow off look. We don't have a blow off look here. So, well, guys, I really want to thank you for sticking with me and coming back after it took a dump on us. I don't know how to pronounce your name, Huzu Productions, but I think I kind of answered your question. I mean, let's do this. And I don't think I did this before. Let's count the hills and valleys. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can't count the ones that have made a high or a low, okay? So these don't count. So what was I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay? Here's the thing. I did it, so the numbers, three, 5, 7, 11, can't remember the next one. But the impulse ones are 9, oops, 9, 13, 18, and 27. And then it goes on up from there. So what did we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 13. Okay? Which means this could be complete. But how could we make 18 out of it? Well, this would be 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, there you go. We got that 5 wave up, then we would be sitting at 18. These are the impulsive numbers. These are the corrective numbers. So we're either done here, or we get 5 more, which that didn't really tell us anything, did it? So according to the hills and valleys, we're at a number that says it could be done. Which I was kind of hoping it would hit 11. Because that would definitely tell us that we've got more to go, right? Because 11 would say that this whole thing's corrective, and we know dang well it's not corrective. So I was hoping it was 11, but unfortunately it was 13. So we'd have to get a 5 wave move to make it 18. And, you know, here's the thing. If we tried to count our 3rd wave, I mean, it's just telling us that we do have another wave up. I mean, when you really look at it, because here's another 1, here's a 2, all of this would be 3, this would be a 4, and a 5. But that doesn't make sense. You want to know why? Because a higher degree 4 should take longer and bigger than a prior degree. But it could be just an illusion. Let's see. That is 364 days.